Salutations there, two Ubers. The Outlaw here, back with another episode of Outer Heaven Tactical. Thanks for joining me. This will be another compensator in the P365 series. This is going to be based on the Herrington Arms HC365, one of two of compensators that Herrington Arms makes for the P365. This one is the one that has the two angled side ports along with the vertical port. So just a quick disclaimer, I spent my own money on this compensator. Herrington Arms did not send it out to me for review or anything like that, so this is all unbiased, my honest opinion of the product at hand. But I'd still like to thank Herrington Arms for their lovely products. They do a great job, some great machine work. So if you don't know who Herrington Arms is, they are a company based out of Ohio, and they are mainly a compensator manufacturer or producer, but they do also have other items as well in their arsenal, to say. But for the most part, they are a big time compensator company. One of the, I'd say, more well known and top brand names in the compensator game, which has been lately a much more popular item for pistols, including everyday carry. It seems to be they are $89.99. You can get blems for $69.99 when they do have them in stock, which if you're trying to save a little save some extra bucks, I definitely recommend that. This one that I purchased that you're seeing here is a blem model, and I haven't scrutinized it to the fullest with a magnifying glass, but I've been having a hard time finding the blemish on it. Now I know they scrutinize them much more to their own standards and everything like that, but just to let you know, I have not been able to find the blem on this. So to me, the extra 20 bucks that I saved, it was totally well worth it, because I mean, the comp is going to get used anyway. I've put thousands, at least 12 to 1,300 rounds through this compensator. So the compensator is machined out of 7075 aluminum, and it is a hard Type 3 coat anodized. So definitely, the finish on it is definitely up for the job of wear and tear, especially if you're going to use this as an everyday carry, which we'll get to later. It's definitely up to the job for that. As far as looks go, you can see it's got a very nice, sleek design. It's pretty befitting for the P365. It's one of the better ones that looks integrated with the 3.1-inch slide setup using the X Macro frame module. But it also looks good with just the 3.1-inch slide on a regular P365 setup, or a full X Macro setup with a 3.7-inch slide. Obviously, it won't work with the X Macro comp slide because you're using a 3.1-inch barrel, non-threaded, blah blah blah. But definitely with the integrated look, it does look very clean. They also sell a tactical rail edition that you can put on your regular P365 grip modules. Since they don't have a Picatinny rail setup, they have Herrington Arms makes a rail edition that you can put onto them that will then allow you to attach certain lights using Picatinny setup, and it will also give the compensator an integrated look on the normal sized grip modules, which is a pretty cool factor, and I've been meaning to actually try and pick one of them up myself. So the looks, if you're familiar with Herrington Arms, I mean, you're going to be familiar with this compensator, because one of the downsides, I think, to me, is that a lot of them start to look the same. The side ports, with the three-ported compensators with the angled side ports and the vertical top port, all seem to kind of have the same flow to them, while trying to bring out a little niche here and there of what the actual design of the pistol at hand is. but I honestly, in my opinion, feel like they could do a little more with a little more uniqueness on each compensator design per its platform. But then again, that's just me. I don't run the business. But so if you guys are listening, maybe a little extra category in the in the looks department for some uniqueness. For $89.99, they are not the most expensive comps on the market, but they're also not the cheapest either. And when the HC365 looks just like the 320s, and the 320s looks just like this, the Glocks, and so you know where I'm going with this. So, but in my opinion, it does look good though. It is a seamless, sleek design, but at the same time, it's just the one little lightning cutout. Not too much going on with it. Their etched-in logo does look really good. The machining overall is fantastic. There's no blemishes or burrs or machining marks or anything like that. The anodizing is fantastic on it. So other than that, it's all pretty good. So with that, I know you guys are all interested in what the performance is like, and I will say that the performance is great. It's definitely one of the best shooting comps on the market for the P365, and the P365 is a naturally very snappy gun. It's a very light slide, very light platform, still firing 9mm, so you are going to get quite a bit of muzzle rise, and I wouldn't say as much felt recoil as a full size, just because of the lighter slide, you're not going to have as much reciprocating mass when it cycles, but there's still some felt recoil to be said to it. Now, when I first started shooting it, I kind of felt like I was under the impression, I felt like it didn't quite mitigate muzzle rise as much as some of the other comps that, instead of having large side ports, might have obliquely angled up side ports like the M Carbo, or just straight top ports on them like the Norso BPK. And I felt like maybe that the side ports were actually taking away from some of the gases being emitted upwards if you try and keep the muzzle down, which is, with a smaller platform micro compact like this, you're really trying to keep the muzzle rise more so than the felt recoil, because of less slide equals less mass, less precipitation equals less felt recoil. So I thought maybe that was the case, but after shooting a lot of rounds through it and reviewing all the slow motion footage, looking at my groupings and my times and all the factors that go into it, and I realized that actually, with the side ports doing a lot of work and reducing that felt recoil, that reciprocating slide mass, it allows me to get a better, fuller purchase on the handgun, which obviously there's less terrain for you to grab onto with a micro compact P365, and so you need kind of as much purchase as you can get. Well, with the side ports reducing that felt recoil so much, it allowed me to put a better hold on the gun ultimately, which the grip is going to be your best recoil mitigator, as it is when you're shooting a pistol anyway. So all in all, it actually turns out that the side ports do a substantial amount of different kind of work than the top port does for recoil mitigation, with allowing me to get that better grip on it, keep that grip for the duration of extended rates of fire, bill drills, double bill drills, things of that nature, and ultimately was able to get tighter groupings and control the firearm more because of those side ports, rather than it taking away or anything like that from the top port. Ultimately, it did better in that category because of that, which I thought was pretty cool. Really, it's pretty cool. It's a lot of sciencey stuff going on into it. A lot of feely stuff too. But obviously, you can see here in like some of the slow motion footage that it is shooting extremely flat. Muzzle rise reduction, I'd say, is in the 30% range. I will be getting some numbers here soon as I get a Mantis system, so I'll be posting some of the actual data to it. The reliability has been 100%. I have not had one failure to feed, not one failure to eject. I have not had a stoppage or a malfunction whatsoever, and that is with several different kinds of setups, with the integrated look with the 3.1 inch in the macro grip module, utilizing the Galloway precision guide rod and recoil spring, 15-pound recoil spring. Also tried it with the M Carbo extra power recoil spring, which really did a lot of work and made it an extremely flat, soft shooting experience. That was definitely like kind of the combo right there. But also, probably my favorite was really the 3.7 inch, the whole macro setup with the Javelin recoil system, the Empire Javelin recoil system. If you're not familiar with that, go check it out, because that recoil system is fantastic. It's a polished triangular guide rod that's just very frictionless and it's extremely smooth, and it leads to a very, very nice shooting experience. Overall, do I think the Herrington Arms HC365 is worth $89.99? Yes, it's pretty close to that. Yeah, I would recommend myself, getting a blend when they're in stock. If there are no blends available, it is worth the $90. It is a very fast-acting, very high-acting performing comp. It definitely does put in a lot of work. One thing I will say, though, with a lot of compensators nowadays, with a lot of companies, they're leaving out a little extra design work that's going to help that performance a little more, and that's the chamber. The chamber design on this is the same as a lot of other compensators on the market, and it's just chamber, that's all. It's just a chamber with ports. Now, the ports, they put in angles and they do varying degrees and stuff like that, and change chamber sizes and stuff, but there's nothing in the chamber to help guide those gases to find the ports. They're just the gases are just finding the ports on their own acclaim. Which, what I've come to see with testing a lot of compensators is the companies that do add a little more work to their chamber with grooves or cutouts or some channels to help diverge that gas into the ports. I find that with the same amount of rounds through those the compensators that have extra work done to the chambers have less carbon buildup, and they perform better, at least 10 to 15% better. The Herrington comps, I notice a lot of carbon buildup on them for a low round count, and there will be swirls and extra buildup on the back lip of the compensator, which is just telling me that there's a lot of gas not finding its way out of the ports. Something that maybe they want to think about in the future. It's still a great performing comp, but I feel like with a little extra work on that chamber design, it could be even better without sacrificing too much of reliability at all, too. But overall, it's a great comp. I would highly recommend it for sure. And I hope you all enjoyed this video and keep coming back for more, because I've got more stuff coming up. Been pretty busy lately with a lot of other life things going on, so I haven't been able to get as much content going on as I would like to. But I have a lot of stuff filmed. I got to get to editing. We got coming up for the P365 is the Faxon Exos compensator, and 2 from the True Precision lot, both the Ultimate comps, the larger one and the smaller one that they just released. I'll have that in here in a couple days. And then also coming up with the CZ platform, doing the Southwest Precision Micro and Mega comps, and the Killer Innovations Velocity comp as well. And then we'll be doing some Canic stuff from RDI Arms, which are fantastic. That guy really knows his stuff, and those compensators are awesome. So stay tuned for that stuff. And as always, it's free to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I do it all the time for other videos. You just got to think about it sometimes, like, hey, when the video comes on and it's somebody you're subscribed to, fucking hit that like button. Hit that fucking like button. Super fucking easy. You know what I'm saying? I got like 250 subscribers. I should have fucking 250 likes on every video. So, that's it for me. I'm the Outlaw. I'm out of here. And, you're not going to have anything left, folks, if you keep giving up all your rights. So let's keep it 2A all day and do it the safe way.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, now that's lovely.